There lived a young girl named Lila, with a bright smile and curious nature. Lived in a small village nestled between rolling hills. She loved to learn and explore the forests and fields around her home, seeking out new discoveries. But as Lila grew older, she began to feel lost. Her friends seemed to have clear dreams and ambitions, while she felt uncertain about her future. She had many interests but couldn't find one that truly resonated with her. The uncertainty weighed heavily on her heart, and Lila found herself questioning her place in the world. She felt like a small boat adrift on a vast ocean, without a clear direction or purpose. She longed for guidance and reassurance, hoping to find her way. One day, Lila decided to visit her old teacher, Mr. Anil, a wise and kind man who had retired from teaching, and now spent his days tending to his garden. He had always been a source of comfort and guidance for Lila, and she hoped he could help her navigate her uncertain future. As she approached Mr. Anil's garden, Lila noticed the vibrant flowers and lush greenery that surrounded her. Mr. Anil greeted Lila warmly, his eyes twinkling with kindness. "What brings you here today, Lila?" he asked, noticing the worrying in her eyes. Lila explained her feelings of uncertainty and her fear of never finding her purpose. Mr. Anil listened thoughtfully, nodding his head and making supportive noises. When Lila finished speaking, Mr. Anil smiled and said, "Lila, let me share a story with you." Once, Mr. Anil began, there was a young river that flowed from a mountain. The river was eager to reach the ocean, to find its purpose in life. But along the way, it encountered many obstacles, rocks, trees, and even dry patches where it almost disappeared. The river was frustrated and thought it would never reach the ocean, that it was destined to fail. Lila listened intently, feeling a connection to the river's struggles. Mr. Anil continued, the river didn't stop. It adapted, finding new paths around the obstacles, sometimes slowing down to a trickle, other times rushing forward with great force. It didn't always know where it was going, but it kept moving. Eventually, after many twists and turns, the river did reach the ocean, becoming part of something much greater than itself. Lila thought about the story, understanding the lesson it held. She realized that life was like the river, with its own set of obstacles and uncertainties. But it was how we responded to those challenges that mattered. We could give up, or we could adapt and keep moving forward. But what if I never reach the ocean, like the river did? Lila asked. Still worried, Mr. Anil smiled and said, Lila, reaching the ocean isn't the only way to fulfill your purpose. Sometimes along the way, the river nourishes fields, creates ponds, or brings life to a village. The journey itself is valuable, and you might discover your purpose in ways you didn't expect. Lila nodded, feeling comforted by Mr. Anil's words. She realized that it was okay not to have all the answers right now. The important thing was to keep moving forward, exploring different paths, and trusting that each step was part of a larger plan. Over the next few years, Lila tried many things. She learned to cook, helped her parents in the village market, and even took up painting. Each experience taught her something new about herself, and she discovered that she loved working with people and bringing joy to others. But it wasn't until a terrible drought struck the village that Lila truly found her purpose. The crops began to wither, and the villagers grew worried. Remembering Mr. Anil's story, Lila organized a group to dig irrigation channels to bring water from a nearby river to the village fields. She worked tirelessly alongside her friends and neighbors, using the skills and knowledge she had gained over the years. The water flowed, and the fields were saved. The villagers were overjoyed and grateful to Lila for her leadership. In that moment, Lila realized that her purpose wasn't tied to a single passion or career. Her purpose was to help others and to make a difference wherever she could. Just like the river that nourished the land along its journey,